Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Has spawned a remarkable new deck building trend. As the game has evolved to become increasingly fast and hyper consistent, players have begun constructing colossal 60 card piles instead of the typical 40 card lists of the past. But what would happen if someone tried applying this new deck building logic to a retro format, like, say, Edison format? Would 60 card builds result in brilliance, madness, or a little bit of both? In this series, I'm going to find out. You are about to bear witness to the most important video I have ever uploaded or ever will upload, which is, of course, the REPT-PILE. Welcome back to another episode of 60 Card Pile, my favorite ongoing series. Here we've gone the full way in with this reptile stuff that I've been coping on lately, all the way up to 60 cards. We've got just every engine you could think of in there, except Recurring Nightmare, because that card's dog shit. Anyway, though, we've got Exodius, we've got Quick Draw, Dandy stuff, we've got the Nanta, whatever the heck it is, we've got Voski, we've got the Bree Dragon, Caius, we've got just everything you could want in a crazy reptile pile, and we're going to see how we can do with it today. Alright, first replay, up against, I think both of these were against Fairy, actually. I remember the first match was really short, so I decided to play another one. This guy's playing my build. He opened kind of crap. Unfortunate for him. Going second, too. So I'm just going to Raikou his Raikou. And here I decided to go in with the Debris Dragon, Dandy. And as you can see, I think he just like scoops up this game because his hand sucks, which is kind of understandable. But, he could have maybe waited one more turn or something. I don't know. Maybe he could have even like set the Fader to try and get Sork live. But game two, this time my hand kind of sucks. But he Mind Cons a Sangan, gets hyper punished. I go for the Caius. Okay, he sets another one. I go for the Caius. He probably shouldn't have set that one because he should have just orange lighted my Caius here, or just saved orange light for anything. I think having orange light's really important. I go drill, hit direct. I don't hit over its monster. Okay. Here I was super worried he was going to Christie me, but he actually just didn't, which kind of perplexes me as to why he took all this damage and went through all these fairies. Because if he Christia'd me here, I'd actually be in a tough spot. I'd have to use Naga to out it somehow. But he doesn't, so we're just going to get back Drill Warrior, and then we play into DD Crow. I actually don't hit over this first, because I didn't realize he was on my build, and he ends up fadering me and stopping the battle phase. Here he makes a really weird play, and tries to Brain Con my Debris Dragon to make a Synchro, and he probably should have just made Stardust, but for some reason he goes Black Rose. And crashes. I was super perplexed by the way this guy was playing. But yeah, we just win the game. If I remember correctly, this one was against some try-hard zombie player, and I unfortunately drew the worst that I drew out of all of my matches. I mean, as you can see, game one, my hand is completely unplayable. In fact, if he had pressured me at all, he would have just killed me on turn 2 or something. But he chose to play very slowly because he didn't know what I had. Obviously, it was a handful of bricks, and he couldn't know that, but it is what it is. He even had Dark Arm in this game, actually. So we get Raikou Caius, and now we're in some serious trouble, and we're just not drawing anything. I think I just decided to scoop it up. I'm like, God damn it, I just want to draw a reptile. I have 2 offerings, and I didn't draw a single friggin' reptile. In game 2, I'm like, alright, this hand we can work with. We've got a starter. We mill a wolf, which is actually pretty unlikely, considering it's 1 wolf and 60, but, we take those. I decided to set the other monster because I don't think that he will attack it, considering it's just a random set. Here, I'm like, alright, if I go Cold Wave, Brionac, then unless he hard draws Plague Spreader, he has lost the game, because he will have to ram that turtle to do 11 to himself, and then he's just dead to Brio, but he actually just top decks the Plague. So now I'm in kind of a crappy situation, even though I was able to clear the Gores with the Anata. But fortunately for me, he went Thought Ruler to play around Brain, which a little bit questionable considering I'm on 60, and I just have the Gores MST to close out that game. So we managed to pull it out in game number 2. Game number 3, our hand is not bad, but we get Dust Shooted. So, could have maybe pulled this one out. But yeah, then we're going to get Raikou Caius going second with the hamster. I mean, he kind of had the god opening here on us. The Edison dream of hamster turn 1 into flip get Raikou tribute for Caius. Hard to come back from that. We fortunately have the Wabaku set, so we can stay alive through pretty much anything.
I don't know why he didn't just, like, force it at any point here. He should probably just flipped up this Raikou and gone for it by summoning Turtle. But anyway, we're going to get the Wolf out of our deck. We're so far behind on life on this point and on cards. It seems unlikely that we're going to be able to come back. And he has, like, Storm Brain, too, so... we chained the Wabaku, but he just has the other Kais as well, so... Gonna be the end of that one. Unfortunate. However, there's one more match. This one was against... This was a wild match, because my opponent is on 60 as well. They're playing 60-card Ojama, which... I should really do one of those for one of these episodes, huh? I mean, it's kind of a deck that kind of naturally wants to play 60. So I'd make a greedy play and, like, draw phase offerings. And it ends up working out okay. So we use Econ to get over that. And it's a good thing I set this mirror, because he actually had Cat. So I would have gotten mega screwed if I hadn't set this mirror. Fortunately for me, I have the Mirror Force. We draw the Gardna, doesn't really do anything. And we just kind of pass back and forth for a while here, because no one wants to do anything. He doesn't want to attack over my Gardna and give me the search. I don't want to, like, attack over his... Well, I can't attack over his thing, but... I don't want to do anything. All my cards are reactive in this hand. So I'm going to stop the Airbellum direct. I'm like, we have a play with BrainCon. I decide to actually just go for Naga and then out both his monsters, which I think was a fine play. Because we can set Gardna too, so we're in an okay spot. He decides to crash his Ojama Blue and get 2 searches. Get a bunch more searches. So, I mean, he's on so much life he can get away with that kind of thing. The Sork is going to mess me up. He mallets back the whole hand. And it's my turn. I have Brain Plague, so I can make a pretty decent play here. In terms of, I go RDA. I flip up my guy just so he doesn't die under RDA's effect. Because I think there's no point in going Stardust here. There's not a lot of, like, synchro plays that this deck can make that'll actually out the RDA. So he just is forced to go Black Rose, nuke his field. I search for Scylla, because if I top deck something, I can potentially win the game. But we just draw Card Trooper, summon the Card Trooper. He goes Fader, hit in. And now I have game through Battle Fader. Or Sangan hit in, what am I talking about? Yeah, but I'm able to make Goyo and just have game through Battle Fader. So, game number 2 against Ojama. My hand is pretty solid. We draw Dust Shoot in 60, because we're just that talented. Unfortunately, Dust Shoot's not that good against this deck, because, like, all their monsters suck. I make a huge mistake and accidentally reveal my Torrential in the end phase when I was trying to goat. So we go for the Cyber Valley, and now it's just a matter of, like, I'm going to have to trigger my own Torrential at some point. I decide to do it now, which clears 2 Ojama Blues, so I can't be too upset about that. Then we go Ananta, it gets Torrentialed, so we go another Ananta, and set 2 cards to protect it, so I'm like, alright, you aren't getting through this Ananta, you're going to have to eat. You're going to have to either, like, do nothing or eat the destruction effect in end phase. So he goes for the cat, but it gets bottomless. And as you can see, his hand is like plus a bajillion, but it's all just worthless crap because that's kind of what Ojama's does. He rips the Heavy Storm, but we have the Wabaku, so the Ananta is going to stay. However, he does have the Warrior Lady, which is... Man, T-Roar is just so much better. I'm considering, like, playing T-Roar over Wabaku in a version of this deck, just because, like, you can just, like, play... like, take damage with your guys ramming in on your turn, and then T-Roar on their turn, it's still just kind of fine. Whereas Wabaku, it just, there's so many things it doesn't stop. Doesn't stop Warrior Lady, doesn't stop Recruiter crashing, doesn't stop, you know, GBs, Lamau. As you can see here, I have a cool lethal line. I stack the Wolf away for Plague, which means we're able to Kaius over his monster, deal 1,000 burn, then hit in with the Exodius. Exodius mills the Wolf, and that is, what is that? That's 4,700 on the board. So we are able to pick up the W against this sort of meme deck, but really cool 60 versus 60 mirror. You love to see it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of 60 Card Pile. I know I did. This is one of the most fun episodes yet. Ojama episode next week? Maybe? Perhaps? Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace out.